Minecraft is a sandbox block game created by Swedish studio Mojang and led by Notch. When he was
Blah,
sitting on
blah,
the
blah,
toilet.
yada, yada. Stuff you already know. They lived happily ever after, and then Notch and Hero running kids. It's boring. We've heard the whole spiel before, a tale as old as time. People make a YouTube channel to make Minecraft video essays about nostalgia or something. And then they talk about the history of Minecraft for the first 10 minutes to fill time like you aren't watching the video because you already know about one of the best-selling video games of all time. The GOAT of video games. And that is definitely not subjective and up to opinion. We all know it's the truth. But out of every one of these video essays that I have personally seen, it's always surrounding plain Jane topics like a retrospective on Minecraft or the issue with Minecraft. Mostly it's just talking about the history or problems with the base game, never venturing further than that. But I'm interested in the modded aspect. More importantly, what the greatest mod of all time is. Modded Minecraft has a long history, and I feel as though it deserves just as much video time as does vanilla. In fact, a large player base of the game only plays modded versions, and it's been that way for a long time. Mods actually became the primary Minecraft related content for a long period of time with videos like Sunday's mod reviews and Yogscast playthroughs, so everyone's got their own experience with mods, and their own favorites. But favorites are subjective, and the GOAT conversation is objective. You have LeBron of basketball, Kendrick Lamar of rap, Breaking Bad of shows, the Nutjob 2 Nutty by Nature. But what is the greatest mod? Is it just enough items for its utility purpose? Or is it Alex's mobs for the pure amount of mobs it adds? Or maybe even the elusive sex mod? No. One mod amongst all else will have to stand out as something entirely different. Something revolutionary. A mod that would set the precedent for years to come, and even be referred to as the greatest mod of all time. I am talking, of course, about the Eminem mod.
I'm gonna show you how to be a builder.
It's the Aether Mod. If it wasn't obvious, it really is the only option. The Aether Mod is the greatest mod of all time. In the early days of Minecraft, when Notch still tweeted about minorities, a young teenager named Brandon Pierce would discover the game. With all of its flaws and imperfections, Brandon still adored Minecraft. He thought that to be smart enough to even know a smidge of coding, you'd have to be some sort of wizard. Naturally, Brandon wasted no time honing his sorcery, and the first mod he was ever able to cook up was... Okay, obsidian tools? Really? That's the best you could come up with? But it was actually pretty unique for its time. With so few mods out then, Pierce hit the ground running with some genuinely cool and revolutionary additions to the game in his mod Advanced Minecraft, and people liked it. King B-Dogs, Brandon's username, had been talking to some modding friends that he had met on IRC, which is basically Discord for old people, when he stumbled across a thread on the Minecraft forum made by Grey Acumen talking about an idea for a sky dimension, a hostile paradise, the Aether. This user laid the foundation for a lot of the mod's core ideas, stating that Notch had said that he may want to add a sky dimension at some point, after first improving the nether. This never happened, of course, because Notch hates fun. And gapey. But King thought that the Aether was a great idea, and seeing as Notch had no plans of implementing it as of then, he might as well give it a go. So King and his friends Shaka and Kodaichi, if I'm pronouncing this right, secretly got to work on the mod, and after only a few weeks, the Aether mod was announced on March 6th of 2011. From the beginning, King and his friends had high expectations for the mod, having done so much in only a few weeks. Unfortunately, many planned designs would be scrapped from ever being added. For example, they had planned to update the nether completely, making it livable. Similarly, they wanted to add airwell bladders. Whatever that's supposed to be. As it turns out though, modding took a lot longer and was more difficult than they thought, so these features never actually saw the light of day. Finally, on July 22nd, the Aether was released months after it was anticipated to originally. And it was immediately well received. It was clear to everyone at the time that it was something special. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain what is actually in the Aether mod, because I'm sure everyone knows about it at this point, unless you're like 12 and your dopamine receptors are fried. If you don't, you can look up an explanation. Okay, I never actually explained why the Aether is the greatest mod of all time. I kind of just shoved it down your throat and tried to make you accept it, which was out of line, and I apologize. But if not the Aether mod, then what other mod can possibly take the throne? For starters, its replayability and additions that don't just build off the base game, but complement it, make it unique and special. There's a certain charm to its simplicity in modern Minecraft and its complexity for when it first came out. Yes, there are generally mods that add more items, mobs, and dimensions, but I'll get into that. Hold your horses, beautiful. There's a rule known as the rule of thirds, where if you are creating an opinionated video essay, you need 3 main pillars of which to prove your point on. And who am I, if not a God-fearing, government-loving, rule-following patron of this country? So I will be following suit. Minecraft is bloated. And I don't mean to say this just to critique the game. Whether or not you believe it's for the better, Minecraft has more to do now than it ever has before. With so many gameplay decisions and paths to take, from technical farms to building mansions, from exploring to completing every advancement, from thousands upon thousands of blocks and items to tens of mobs. Whether they are useful or not is up to debate. The amount of content is not something you can criticize Minecraft about. That being said, the Aether is a relatively simple mod in current day Minecraft, so why is it so revolutionary? For you youngins that aren't aware, Minecraft was pretty bare bones back then. I mean, the most interesting thing at the time was sleeping to skip night, or pistons. This mod added unique mechanics, boss fights, a gizmos and gadgets tab, new items with individual uses, and an entirely new dimension. The first mod to do such a thing, by the way. Oh yeah, and did I tell you that Notch pretty much took ideas from the Aether, that hooligan? Although not officially confirmed, it's basically confirmed that the end was direct inspiration from the mod. So people were writing this thing in its prime. I know what you're thinking. You're telling me that there were no other mods that were nearly as interesting as the Aether? No, there wasn't, Greg, so don't be such a jerk and listen before you ask questions. Seriously though, mods were super basic before the Aether, which was way before the Twilight Forest and Betweenlands. The most interesting mods at the time were things like these little clay soldiers. Okay, why was this a thing? The bar was low, but what exactly was the point of this? I can definitely say that completely new armor and tool sets with unique individual abilities alone blows anything previous to the Aether out of the water. It was pretty much its own sequel to Minecraft. Once you enter the Aether, you never have to go to the overworld again. You get to the Nether in Minecraft, which was like the hardest thing to do at the time, so that you can make another portal to play Minecraft 2. But why does it matter if the mod was so good back then? Is it even good now? Is there even... Yes, the mod does still hold up actually pretty well today. It's an uncomplicated mod with the straightforward goal to enhance the game with a clean slate in a whole other world. With all the features in Minecraft constantly being added, playing the mod in modern Minecraft and immersing yourself in the Aether is kind of like returning to beta Minecraft for the first time. Refreshing. It's just as fun to play now as it was before, no matter the version. That's not to mention that a lot of the features are still cooler than the Minecraft ones. But being revolutionary doesn't really matter if the mod goes unnoticed. You could add the most game-changing mechanic, like throwing that thing back, but it wouldn't matter if people didn't know. That is why the Aether's immense popularity was essential to its success. And immense it was. Just look at this whopping 30 million downloads? Wait, only 30 million? There's like tens of mods with more than that. How is that meant to be impressive? Well, to put it into perspective, the mod only came to CurseForge around 2016. Around the time the Aether was on a downturn because King made a sequel after only a year and then stopped updating it. So CurseForge doesn't reflect the true popularity it actually had. And to show that, Twilight Forest with 130 million downloads was blown out of the water in search terms against the Aether. I mean, Jesus Christ, what would the download count be if it was on CurseForge earlier? What does reflect the popularity, however, is YouTube. When it was released, you could see every single Minecraft YouTuber cover this mod. Ant Venom, Yogscast, Tobuscus, this random dude Captain Clouds who has an insane amount of views in this random video for some reason. All these YouTubers both helped the mod grow such popularity, as well as the mod helped them grow as a channel. If you had played Minecraft at that time, you knew what the Aether was, and you actually thought it was in Minecraft, which in my opinion is a testament to how well made it was. It wasn't just ordinary nerds on their computers that took notice of the mod either. Coding nerds took notice as well, which is why the third reason of Aether's uniqueness is its influence. Picture your favorite mod. No, your favorite mod pack. Roguelike adventures and dungeons. All the mods. Shoot, maybe you're 80 and like Hexa, I don't know.
It's nice and smooth.
Anyways, the majority of the mods in these mod packs can all be traced back to the Aether mod. Now, I'm about to make a lot of assumptions, but they're very fair assumptions if I'm being honest. For one, any dimension mod you can automatically credit with the Aether, since it was the first recorded mod to actually add a new dimension. Secondly, it popularized boss fights, since it's one of the first mods to do so even before Minecraft did. Its tool and armor set's unique properties can also be marked off as influencing more mods since it was one of the first to do so. I could really go all day with these features of the Aether since it popularized so many concepts, but the three concepts I mentioned are some of the most popular among mods. That means Twilight Forest, Tinker's Construct, Mutant Creatures, and all the big mods can be linked to the Aether. Aether basically made every mod ever. Okay, not actually, but I'm sure that it gave a lot of inspiration to many mod creators that gave us our most popular mods today. Not to mention the mod creators that have actually cited the Aether as a direct inspiration.
I remember watching one of the Minecon panels like years ago. I think it was someone who was working on either the Betweenlands mod or Twilight Forest, and they were saying that they were inspired by the Aether in order to make that dimension mod. Indirectly, the Aether mod was one of those things that kind of made people think, oh, this is possible.
Yeah.
Let's make dimensions now. Let's go forward with this. It sparked so many other ideas and so many other mods.
Like I said, a lot of assumptions, but I feel like they're fair to make. I wanted to make this video because the Aether holds a special place in my heart. So while I may be biased, I do still firmly believe that it is the quintessential mod for Minecraft. Especially if you have never tried modded Minecraft before. It is honestly the epitome of nostalgia. As corny as it is, I genuinely remember watching Tobuscus play the mod and going into my own world trying to make a portal, only to find out that it was a mod. And then going to download the mod and infecting my computer with malware through AdFly.
I deleted the virus!
Since my computer is ancient and runs on hieroglyphs, it was the perfect add-on to the game that I had already been playing for years. If you have only heard of the Aether mod and never actually tried it out for yourself, if there is even anyone out there like that, I cannot recommend it enough if you are bored of the base game. It is quite literally like playing Minecraft for the first time again. When you're thrown into the Aether dimension, your tools are useless against anything there. It's confusing and cool and fun to start over in your playthrough when you could have fully kitted out netherite tools and not even be able to mine holy stone. If you are like me and played it to death but have no interest in it right now, give it a go with some of the fan-made add-ons to it like Deep Aether and more. There are tons to go around that add a lot of new additions, and if anything, I recommend playing these with the add-ons no matter what. The charm of the game just does not die out. It doesn't require a wiki, the game is super self-explanatory, and even gives you a book for the items that aren't. And I feel as though less is more. That isn't to insult any other mods, because there are a million amazing mods out there, and I'm sure Joe from Arkansas is gonna go, well actually, I think Orespawn is the greatest mod because and that is perfectly fine, because I could be super wrong. I just made this video because I like the Aether.